Welcome to the IslandStats.com football show, your weekly dose of all the action from Bermuda's top football leagues. We bring you in-depth coverage of the Premier and First Division, results, highlights, analysis, and exclusive interviews. We also keep you up to date with the latest news and developments from the Bermuda Football Association. Stay tuned for the IslandStats.com football show, your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the beautiful game in Bermuda. Now let's join the IslandStats.com football show team. Well, good evening and welcome to this edition of the IslandStats.com football show. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me, our co-host, Andrew Griffith and Garrett Punchy Dill. Gentlemen, good evening. First of all, let's run down the results from the FA Cup first round this week. Started on Friday night, and it was the North Village Rams 2, Dandy Town Hornets 1, Devonshire Cougars 9, Island Bulls FC 0. Then today, it was FC Rhinos 0, St. George's Colts 3, Inter BDA FC 1, Crossroads 4, Robin Hood 0, Boulevard Blazers 0. That game went to extra time and then kicked from the penalty mark where Boulevard Blazers advanced 3-0. Devonshire Colts 6, Young Guns FC 0, Paget Lions 1, Young Man Social Club 0, Somerset Trojans 1, PHC Zebras 4. Those were the results from this week's FA Challenge Cup first round, but we're going to actually start off with the wonderful display for the under-17 girls last night at the National Sports Center. They defeated Suriname 7-0. This was after Panama had defeated Bonaire 8-0 earlier in the day. So, Punchy, you got to see that exciting bit of football last night. Give us your take on it.
Well, you know, Earl, the pregame talk that we had was about the nerves and about playing from the home club. They didn't seem, they seemed spot on last night from the since the whistle went.
Right.
What was it was just, I wish it would have been more people, the noise, and very proud of them, how they played. It was a very deserved victory, first of all. And it showed real courage also, which, just being able to, it was very surprising, even though I didn't think Suriname were at their best. I don't think Suriname, they looked like they were, they have a couple of good players. Mm-hmm. But the way Bermuda played, just really with courage, and they moved the ball around. I mean, it was at times, there was mistakes, the passing, but I think what was most satisfying and the way the goals were taken, and just some terrific finishing, which was had me out of my seat also. Right. Also defensively too. They looked like they could play out of the back. They played well out of the back, and just in midfield, the midfields, what they do. I think it was very good display all around. Very good display all around. And it's great to see that. Of course they will get a tougher competition against Panama. Mm-hmm. But last night's display showed that, again, what you and I talked about earlier, Al, about the creation of a league and these young women playing in the league. Yes. But it really was exciting. And everybody I talked to up in that area was just like, well, had people off the seats. Mm. Not so much, a lot of times by the domination of Bermuda, but how they possessed the ball and just really creative too. Yeah. And very fast on they played 3 strikers, 2 wide players and 1 center forward. Right. And deadly. And, I just thought that, wow, set up well. What a display,
Griff, what's your thoughts on the match?
I saw a couple of the goals, just some really good goals. Happy for him. I'm in New York right now, so I hope to get back tomorrow if the storms don't shut down JFK. But it's good football, and like what you said, we would hope to see bigger crowds. Like it shouldn't just be the family and friends. I think all of Bermuda should get behind them because I think with what you're seeing, like as far as development wise, Bermuda always has more of a chance to make it to an actual World Cup in the younger age groups and on the women's side. So we should try to get behind them and maybe they could catch lightning and go further. But it's happy for them. I hope that they can do well and we look forward to the Bermuda Panama game.
Back in action tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. At they take on air. We lost that first game to Panama 8-0. Panama will face Suriname at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and then Bermuda and Bonaire will kick off at 7 p.m. So, we want to wish them all the best. I know, speaking with Gary Adams last night, he says there's still work to be done. They've got things to fix that he saw in the game last night. Just minor things, but you need to make sure that those things are fine-tuned in preparation for that Wednesday night challenge. But they've got to get over Bonaire first or tomorrow night in order to look forward to Wednesday night's tackle of Panama. So, and Panama's got to do the same thing. They have to get over Suriname. You can't go into games thinking, okay, this is going to be a walkover kind of thing. It's that challenge that they all have to make sure they get through.
It was nice to see. I saw online some of the substitutes coming on, but when you're up, substitutes are firming at the mouth to come because they know it's goals in the game.
Yeah.
But it was good to see that. But in the post game interviews, Punchy, did they pick up any knocks or injuries that they have going into the second game?
No, I think they did. No.
Yeah. No, good.
They didn't really pick up no knocks and stuff like that. Right. But also kudos to Earl and I had talked about with the coaching staff. When they were on the show last week, and they spoke about what they wanted to play like, and it seemed that what they said, even though again, Suriname weren't really what we thought it would be, what I thought they would be better at. But just what I saw, the type of football they played, they passed on the back, playing out from the back, and there was some really, really good the way individual performances also. And I'm gonna tell you, I made special note of the center half, the number 14, who looks so calm, just to read the game well. She plays such she just stays calm. Her passing on the back is just really good. Her anticipation, I was like, wow. And then you're talking about the three forwards that were like just very fast. The two wide players could get past the fullbacks, and then there's the center forward and the person that plays striker. But all in all, even in midfield, I just thought that their concept, what we talked about, the type of football, was really on display last night.
What we talked about last week was when we get to international football, it's matching up. We match up technically, but the difference comes in size and speed. How did we compare size and speed wise with Suriname?
Well, from what I saw, especially the front three, I thought that the way we played, I think the front three played the ball handling, the ball skills. Technically, they look very sound, and the two wide players, once one-on-ones, the speed and the crossing, and even the third goal was like really a great goal. The ball went wide, dropped in, runs coming from the midfield, and a great goal. But I just think also the center forward, the person that plays center forward, the striker, she plays really well. And some of the goals she took the other night, or Saturday night, last night, were just great. Physically, I thought we were much quicker than and stronger than Suriname. I like I said, I expected more of Suriname, the type of slick passing. But of course, they're young girls, and of course, this might be also the first time playing it at, traveling and playing in a tournament like this or such, to qualify for the World Cup. But, I just think that Bermuda is in a good way. The performance last night was really reflective of what we talk about the coaches. Hard work, organization, and again, going back to answer your question about, the physical weight, the physical condition of competing against teams that Bermuda lack. I think they showed really well up last night. Really, they won the individual battles most of the time. They did one-on-ones. They won it. But I do like the fact that these young girls, Bermuda young girls, were quick, very decisive, very the way they play the ball. They never look disturbed on the ball. They look like, okay, they're still under 17 years old. They're young, but you still see, what I like is you still see the courage and trying to play what the coaches plan has been implemented. And when they lose the ball, they work very hard.
Yeah, that was, I got
they work very hard. Yes, they do without the ball.
Yeah, they weren't waiting for somebody else to win the ball back for them. If they lost the ball, they were working extremely hard to get that ball back. Yeah. All right, well, let's turn our attention. We want to, again, wish them luck tomorrow night. We will have a pregame show starting at 6 o'clock at the National Sports Center for that game against Bonaire tomorrow. So, but let's turn our attention to
if the planes are flying, I might be there.
Okay, all right. If they're not, you're still welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
I'll start swimming.
Make sure you save that route. Keep that route up there.
For real.
New Yorkers, yeah. We don't need that. But on Friday night, out at Bernard Park, a tough battle between the cup holders, North Village Rams, and Dandytown Hornets. Ended 2-1 in the favor of the cup holders. They got a last-minute winner. Game looked destined for extra time. North Village had taken the lead. Dandytown had pulled it back to make it 1-1 in the first half. And then, just as people were getting ready for an extra 30 minutes, up pops Jalen Harvey, who's had some timely goals this season for North Village. Would you say, Punchy?
Oh, yeah, very tough. I think it's just, what I can't understand, Earl, is it's like, kudos to Jalen Harvey. Mm-hmm. But once you've had someone like that who's been scoring these goals, just like last Sunday down at Crossroads, he gave up a goal. He stayed calm. 5 minutes later, there's another corner, and he scores a goal. He just, and then he comes forward, and he's not picked up really well. He was, I thought like the market Dante Labrock. I thought, that's the person that we have to really make sure that doesn't get on the end of this corner. And there he was again. Right. But he's smart too. His runs are good, his timing is good, and he seems to, first of all, the delivery was perfect.
Right.
The delivery at the back post was perfect. But he's he does it time and time again. And well done. And I think the coaching staff, again, deserve a lot of applause. Because for me, I was spoken with my nephew and speaking with the coaching staff once in a while. Well, you guys, how are you going to play this game? And I think what they did also, they nullified the space, continuous. The pressure was relentless against Dandytown. And I think that also was very pivotal in terms of how they improved. They beat this game. But I think what really mattered is that in the smaller pitch down in North Village, they didn't allow the work rate was unbelievable, and a deserved victory. Really, we got both teams, Dandytown and North Village, got the toughest draw that you could think of, huh?
Right, right.
But I thought North Village played. The coaching staff they get together a lot, and they make changes, and I think. These changes, who starts, where do they start? And I thought they done they were very efficient on Friday night against Dandytown.
So can I ask, are they still playing Jalen Harvey at sweeper?
Yes, they are. Yes, they
Okay,
do.
so they put him for injuries and different things, so it's still there, not his normal position.
No, he's not playing in wide because they use Otterbridge wide. So they play Jalen in the middle. And I think that's a very good choice. So I think the coaching decisions have been smart. They really were smart about playing Jalen where he is. And Otterbridge covers more ground on the outside, which gives North Village a lot of other options, especially on the left-hand side. So yeah, they're playing Jalen. I think they will keep his in shape. He looks good. So, that was a very important victory for North Village, really.
I find that since they've been asking Otterbridge to do more, he's stepped up, and his crosses have been, for the last 2-3 games I've seen, have been pinpoint. So I think he's added a little something too to help him.
Yes, he is. Yeah, his crossing, his tackling, he's very good. He takes corners also. His free kicks, his Jalen is. He just not Jalen. What's the name? He's just good. He just, and I think that's why the coaching staff wanted him forward more on the outside, more so than Jalen. And Jalen, just shows up, especially when his free kicks and his corners, which is showing it's bearing fruit.
Yeah. So let's shift to Dandytown. Even though I picked Village, I picked the Village, but it seems like Village is sorting things out and coming up. But Dandytown was also sorting things out, but I think they had a little blip. And always, again, I wonder, is that killer instinct? Do they have it? And it seems like when they really get tested, they're not there. So like, I really thought like this team, possibly the way it started this season, had a chance for Triple Crown. Like they were like producing. Right. But the little thing that they don't kill off teams. That's the part. Like if they ever figure that out, like I think they play the best, most attractive football in Bermuda, but like they're not getting the results.
Well, now that they could just turn their attention to the league title, and where everybody else is still focused on winning the FA and trying to still win the league with North Village, PAC, and Devonshire Colts. That's because North Village are only just 3 points off of the top place, so there's a possibility that they can get in it, or 4 points. So
what you call winning the double twice? It's like a double.
Yeah.
If you can, yeah. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a fresh commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna be looking at the other game on Friday night where Devonshire Cougars defeated Island Bulls 9-0, and we'll get into the rest of the games that were played today. We'll be right back.
You ever crack open a Coke and just perfect?
It's that cold, classic hit that never lets you down.
Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a break, you can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Nothing else compares.
Proudly distributed by Butterfield and Vallis.
After the holidays, it's all about getting back to balance. Lindo's makes January easy with fresh foods, wholesome options, and the brands you know and love. No extremes, just good food done well. This January, find your rhythm again with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Beneath the cloud blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, in every single day, for over 135 years. It's been clear, Lady Silence, proudly Bermudian. Bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. This is Alice, proudly Bermudian. This is Alice, proudly Bermudian.
And welcome back. Well, the other game on Friday night was at the Devonshire Recreation Club, where Devonshire Cougars scored 9 times against their Corona League opponents. No surprise that Devonshire Cougars won the game. But Griff, were you surprised by the score of 9-0?
Before I answer, let me just say this. I don't, because of this, we all get it because of the radio show and about this show, and we're making our picks. We got a lot of flack from mamas, godmas, aunties, cousins who we pick. So we got WhatsApps here and there saying, "Oh yeah, Cougars won 9-0 or Colts won 6-0." So look, they are supposed to beat these Corona teams. They're supposed to flog them. Don't get excited over it that they did just what they were supposed to do. If you're trying to win the Premier League, you shouldn't be struggling against a Corona team. You should do the business, and everything you practice in training should come out on the field. So that was my responsibility. Oh, but they played hard. I said they can play as hard as they want. They should still get flogged. They're there for the experience to see if they can cause an upset. So 9-0 is it's a little more than I would have thought, but that's what you get when you're coming up. Cougars is a very good Premier team. So I'm not surprised that they lost. Maybe you should have just been 7 or 8.
But they got 9. Your thoughts, Punchy, on a 9-0 over the Corona team?
I agree with Griff. I mean, we'll come to a stage now, Bermuda, where no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. After the first round, those teams maybe get, the Somerset Eagles or the Somerset, but it's a whole different time, and you come up with a whole different level. First of all, it's the physical level of it, the pace of the game, a lot different. So it's no way that by our picks, we knew that maybe it's going to be an upset, but I don't think so. That was expected, but not 9. Right. I guess after the third goal went in, or the third and fourth goal went in, that was it.
Right.
That was definitely it.
I think after the game, Kay Brangman was up in the bar putting an elephant in that glass slipper, drinking out of it. No Cinderella story.
Yeah. It's well, that's what we're talking about. After a while, the engine room runs out, the legs go out.
Yeah.
But they're too experienced. These teams now with the coaching like at what's happening at Devonshire Cougars now. No, I just didn't think it was going to happen. No, it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Then we turn our attention to today because we had several games on today. It was 3 doubleheaders starting up at White Hill Field. St. George's got by, who did they play?
FC Rhino.
FC Rhinos, 3-0. It was only 1-0 at the half, and then St. George's will score 2 goals in the second half to take control of that match and come away with a 3-0 victory.
That's surprising. Like they should do. I know Rhino has some good players, but still, that's indicative of where St. George's is.
Yeah.
St. George's is all mid-table, slipping down, and like they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Why? I don't know. They have they have better talent. Why are they struggling like that? Like this should have been another 5 or 6-0.
Right. Yeah. What do you think, Punchy?
Yeah. You're right, Griff. Their results in terms of what they're like and how, again, it goes back to the way they're coached. And maybe it's just one of those days where, okay, that's enough. 3-0. Let's play. After we've been up 1 or 2-0, let's just try to, just display our talent or just do enough to win this game. And I think, again, St. George's is going through a period now where they get by, but they still can be a threat in the next round. Trust me, they're not out of it. But,
I dare you to pick them in the next round.
They're like a top team now, aren't they?
I dare you to pick them in the next round. They were before, but I don't know about now.
Well, it remains to be seen. Let's see. Because I think the draw is tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever they decide to have it, and we'll see who gets who. But I think you're right, Punchy. But I would have thought if they'd have been up 3-0 at the half, then you could relax. But you're up 1-0 at the half, have to school these other girls to reassure yourself that you get through. And
So the Cougars didn't say, "Hey, we got 3. All right, take it easy, guys. We're making wholesale changes at the half." No, they kept pushing.
Yeah, they kept doing it. Yeah. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Yeah. All right, and then of course, we talked the same way because Inter Bermuda led 1-0 at the half over Crossroads. Crossroads would score 4 goals in the second half. Inter Bermuda took the lead just after 5 minutes, and they held it for another 40 minutes to get to the break. What they should have done was left the field where they was up 1-0 and got away with saying that they were leading a Premier Division team. But second half, Crossroads got a goal from Donovan Thompson. Paul Simons got the second goal, and then they got 2 goals from, I can't remember his name right now. It will come to me. Let me see. Who was it that got the 2 goals for him late in the game? Aaron Spencer got 2 goals. Yeah. And that made it 4-1. But is that a similar thing you were looking at as to St. George's Griff? Because
that song,
done.
yeah,
1-0 that you have.
That song's a little different. That song like some little mistake may have happened early in the game, and they end up on the back foot, and you gotta fight the jitters. Like, oh no, don't tell me this is gonna be the Cinderella story, and you gotta walk through all of that at the half. Imagine that changing room. That probably was turmoil at the half. Look, we can't be the ones going on to a Corona team.
Right.
So they persevered got together, and in the end, you expect the team with the most talent to prevail. Not saying that Inter doesn't have any talent; they have former Premier players, but they don't have the same legs as a Premier team. So that in a 45-minute game, yeah, anybody could do whatever. But in 90 minutes, the talent, the cream should rise to the top, and they come back. So it's not. I don't see it quite the same as the St. George's game.
Yeah,
but it's similar. I would have thought they would have handled it easily, but it's a little different.
Punchy, the Crossroads got the talent of goal scoring talent of Donovan Thompson and Paul Simons, and they're held out for the first 45 minutes against the Corona team. Would that surprise you if you were to watch that? Would that be a surprise for you?
No, well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a bit surprising. But I saw them start last week, Sunday against North Village. They started off slow the same way, and they were 2-0 down, and then they came back 2-1. Then they went 3-1 down. They came back 3-2. Then they went 4-2 down, and then 5-2 down. But they seem not to get. They need a better start, if I could say that. They just need to start better. And when they're like the first 15 to 20 minutes against North Village, they just seem a little bit tentative in terms of what they want to do. But as the game wore on, players started coming to the game, and I was very impressed with a lot of stuff that they done. How they're playing, but again, that's one thing the coach will have to fix in terms of now he goes to the next round. How well for the first 20 minutes when can Crossroads play better?
Right.
But as the game wears on, they're always in the game. And I'm gonna tell you, I said last week against North Village, they weren't out of that game. They created quite a few chances, but the finishing was still questionable. And when the score was 4-2.
Right.
But they need to start better. That's what I believe would be, as fixing their problem. That's what I see about Crossroads.
Yeah.
I've been on a team that started slow, and again, like we said last week, that's the coach's fault if you start slow. So I remember playing, and our coach ran us into the ground in warm-ups before games. So much so, like, if you make it through the warm-up, it's almost like you played a half already. So as players, we're like, oh no, we ain't going through this again too many more weeks. So we showed up the game, switched to it, like, no, we're not gonna slip up like that again. I don't feel like going through that again. So the coaches got to make them do better if they're having slow starts.
Yeah. The warm-ups have to change. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Then up at Somerset Cricket Club, Punchy, Robin Hood 0, Boulevard Blazers 0. They played 90 minutes and then they played 30 minutes. Still no goals. and then they went to the penalty shootout. And unfortunately for Robin Hood, they didn't score not one of the 3 taken, and Boulevard scored all.
Yeah.
So it was a day for them not scoring a goal and bowing out of the FA. But it was a test for Robin Hood. Obviously, the coaching staff would have been looking at the fact that Boulevard's playing in the Premier Division, and here's an opportunity to get a taste of that pace for some of the players who probably have not played at that level yet, and they want to go up. They're in position to go up. So would you be satisfied with your team drawing during the 90 minutes and the extra time with a team like Boulevard this time of the year?
Oh yeah. I mean, just a gauge. We're talking about a gauge in your team against an opposition like Boulevard, who are really struggling in the higher division, aren't they? So you're gonna have to gauge that in terms of chances created. I would like to have seen that game. How often they created chances against Boulevard. And like I said, Boulevard is struggling in the top division.
Yeah.
But I still think, and the coaches, I think Robin Hood is a team in progress in terms of what they want to do with Sergio. Mm-hmm. And he would definitely have to decide on recruitment. And him and I have talked about that. I have a conversation about that. But again, they're a young team. They're a young team. But they're just getting a taste of what their requirement will be next year. Mm-hmm. And I do think they're going to be promoted. What it will be on a Sunday afternoon, like we've done at Crossroads and St. David's against Crossroads. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a real test. But, okay, they lost on penalties, but at least that's a start. You know what you need.
Yeah. Griff, Boulevard, last 3 games haven't tasted defeat. What?
Yeah, I think they seem to have found a little something. They're better than they were early in the season, but I think, again, the difference between a team that's most likely fighting for relegation and a team that's being promoted is small. Like they're virtually the same as this game proves out. But I think what we're talking about recruiting, if they go up, like I think doesn't Kishan have like 80% of their goals? So when you get down to a penalty shootout, it's the difference in senior players that have been in that position before stepping up. So Kishan, if they could have gotten them to take 5 penalties, maybe they would have. But
the third one and missed.
Right. So like you need at that point it's gone. So yes, he had to make it, but you need your senior players to match the senior players. It's young players are not going to have the same nerve as players that have been playing for like 10 years. So that I would expect in that situation, the more senior players to come out on top.
But you guys, just and didn't they lose the Shell Shield final by penalties also?
Was it? Yes, they lost.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They used it. There we go. Yeah.
Penalties are not their friends.
And the penalties are not. Yeah.
No, the next game was Devonshire Cougars taking on Young Guns. 6-0 Devonshire Cougars. I'm sorry,
Devonshire Colts.
Devonshire Colts. Punchy Sanaj Mitchell getting a hat trick. They got early goal. They scored early and scored all to take control of this match. But your thoughts on Devonshire Colts scoring, a convincing 6-0 win over the Corona team?
I didn't see part of the game. So the last 20 minutes or 30 minutes, 20 minutes of the game, and it was very obvious that it had been won already. But again, what we're talking about now is that these teams now, the teams that come up, the Corona teams, when you get up to the next level, it's a whole different story in terms of quality. And Devonshire Colts has the quality, and the young man again scoring goals. I spoke with him on Friday night. Very, talk about his inclusion in the national team. I hope that happens for him. He's a very clinical finisher, very clinical. He's a very humble young man also.
Mhm.
I tell him also you put a little bit of muscle on to help him also.
Right, right.
He needs to get in the gym a little bit, you know. I know I've seen you. You need to get in the gym. The way everybody talks about the gym work or what he needs to do to keep improving.
Right.
And in the tight games, those games that are very decisive against the Denditons, against the North Village, he's shown his class against North Village. And he, you know, how much better can he become to get into the national program?
Right.
You know, he's quick. He has a little bit of height. He sees the game well. His first and second touch is unbelievable. And he has an eye for goal,
Right.
which Devon Scouts have relied on, have missed. But yeah, a good young player. But we expected that result.
Yeah, definitely. Griff, your thoughts?
You have the Premier League's leading goal scorer going up against a Corona team. I would imagine he's sitting in the changing room before that game starts, like what you do when you're finishing off a 3-piece dinner. It's a licking. Let's get this going. He was ready, and he goes out and gets a hat trick. So,
Right.
not surprising. I think all of the strikers that are looking for goals, they would have all been like dying to get goals in this game.
Yeah, they got Elijah got one and Shamal got one. So yeah.
So this is one of where I had to tell these soccer moms, like, hey, you're supposed to do that. Like, no, this team was good. I was like, they ain't that good. they got what they came looking for.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our second commercial break, and when we come back, we'll finish off the FA Cup roundup with the final two games. We'll be right back.
New year, less stress. With Drop It, grocery shopping is simple. Order online, choose your time, and have your groceries delivered straight to your door. No lines, no rushing, just the food you need when you need it. Make the new year easier with Drop It. Brought to you by Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
The pink sands beneath the clear blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the longtails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day, over 135 years. It's been clear, British silence, proudly Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. British silence, proudly Bermudian. British silence, proudly Bermudian.
You ever crack open a Coke and just perfect?
It's that cold, classic hit that never lets you down.
Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a break, you can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Nothing else compares.
Proudly distributed by Butterfield and Vallis.
And welcome back. Well, up at the White Hill Field, the second match saw Paget Lions edge Young Man Social Club 1-0. Paget Lions of late have been struggling, as well as Young Man Social Club. But at the end of the day, one goal was enough to get Paget over the line. Punchy.
Yeah. That should be a morale booster for them. But it still seemed like a struggle for them. 1-0 against Social Club. But a FA Cup game. What would be interesting with Paget, who they get in the next draw, would be interesting for them. And they've been struggling. The results are nothing. We didn't expect that of Paget this year. They're in a rebuilding program that, you get to a certain standard, and then all of a sudden, there's a drop off. Look what's happening to them this year. And that's really that would be a cause for concern for me with Paget.
I think you're right, but it's a neighborhood team. I think kind of like Wolves, and you have a collection of players that will get you here, and then some of them retire or some of them go to other teams. So you don't have that huge pool, and you don't have a junior program, so to speak, to pick from. So you're working on relationships and who knows who and other people to boost you, and it's an uphill battle for like teams like Wolves and Paget.
Yeah. Well, the last game of the FA Cup first round was up at Somerset Cricket Club, where PHC won 4-1 over the Trojans. PHC were up 4-0 at the half. Trojans would score the only goal of the second half, but PHC took control of the game early. 2 goals from Enrique Russell. Another top goal scorer, taking Somerset to task. So Somerset, like Robin Hood, would get a taste of what that Premier Division is going to be like next season. Those guys are both Robin Hood and Somerset are 8 points ahead of the second place or the third place team. Not many games left, so they're pretty much. This was a test for Somerset. Punchy, 4-1 losing to PHC. What would Somerset need to do, over the next couple of weeks when they finish playing their first division matches and then getting into the summer?
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think we all picked PHC to win this game. Mm-hmm. But again, we're talking about the fact that your transformation, you're playing in a cup game against PHC, mm-hmm. and in the top in our top league, and being 4-0 down at home, that's a significant question mark against what would happen for them once they're promoted, mm-hmm. what they have to do. Because it won't get easier. That's only PHC, and that's not a good sign there for me to lose at home 4-1. And imagine, and I think we guys talk about that. Imagine on a Sunday afternoon. Now they got to go down to play against Crossroads. Now they got to come down Northridge on a Friday night. Then they got to go Devonshire Cougars on a Saturday afternoon. Oh, it's going to be a real test for them. I think we have to still talk about, are they in a development program? And, let's see with Kenny up there, I think, along with Robin Hood, they have a lot of youngsters, but do they have seniority? And I think that's a real, not a good sign for them that lost today. Mm-hmm. And remember, I told you the history, Naga knocked out. That puts them another year back in terms of how long they've been without the FA Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just getting update. It was probably the best half that PHC's played all season. The first half to go up 4-0 against Somerset. PHC made some subs in the second half, and the game got physical after that. So, Griff, Somerset's going to have to be physical. If they get promoted, they're going to have to be physical from the start next season. If they don't, if they don't get any experience up there, you think?
So either they're going to have to go out and recruit players, more senior players, to pair with the junior players, or 2, maybe they have something in the water over the summer, and all those young players, like you said, put on 30 pounds of muscle and grow 3 or 4 inches over the summer. Or 3, they got sponsors that are gonna bring in some extra players for them. So they with what they have, that shows you today, like they're not ready. But I think of the 2 teams, Somerset and Robin Hood, Somerset has the greater chance of not being a yo-yo team, Premier first, because they have a club. They have the infrastructure, youth programs, build it, and the blocks to get there. And they have Kenny in this role. So I think they can start building. Even if they go up and down, I think they more likely have a plan to get stuck in there. I could see that if they get promoted and don't stay up next year, I can see them coming back and maybe the next time sticking and doing things in Premier. But they will have an uphill battle in the summer. And I think the score of this game is like what Punchy was saying talking about with the other game. I think the St. George's game. PHC got up. They're still fighting for the league and whatever. Okay, we're up. This game's done. Take them off. Let's coast. Don't pick up any more injuries. And if the game's physical in the second half. The coach did the right thing.
Yeah, definitely. So those teams will be in the following teams will be in the hat: North Village Rams, Devonshire Cougars, St. George's Colts, Crossroads, Boulevard Blazers, Devonshire Colts, Paget Lions, and the PHC Zebras. All Premier Division teams will be. So it's not going to be easy ride for anybody getting through the next round. So yeah, out of all of that, what quarterfinals? Who would you like to see, Griff? What two teams would you like to see matched up in the quarterfinals?
No, I like to see the Devonshire Derby again. Colts and Cougars. I think that might be a good game.
Okay. Punchy, what would you like to see?
Well, for me, with North Village, I'm hoping they stay away. They get maybe the luck of the draw, maybe against, if we're looking at the teams that are left, who are the weaker teams that are left? Let's say Basil got Watons out. So there's North Village, PHC, Devonshire Colts.
They got Boulevard. Paget. They got St. George's. Yeah.
And so we're looking at the draw. I just think that hopefully that the stronger teams avoid each other, but there is going to be two teams that will meet us. Because if you get drawn, if North Village gets Boulevard, and let's say St. George's Colts get Paget or Devonshire Colts gets Paget, well, we're looking at the fact that these top teams should come out of that. But then you got PHC who will have to play Devonshire Colts, aren't you? So the draw, I think, it could be, for me right now, I'm not saying it's being biased, but I think the two weaker teams are Paget and Boulevard left in the competition.
Paget's weaker than St. George's?
Oh yeah, I think St. George's, I think the cup team, I think St. George's are better than Paget in this competition. I think they will be, and they won't be. I won't take them lightly. I won't take them lightly. So for me, hopefully the bigger teams stay are not against one another. Considering what the North Village, look what North Village got, and look Dendytown. So hopefully the luck of the draw goes with the stronger teams, and I'm hoping that those teams avoid each other until we get to the semifinals, quarterfinals, semifinals.
Right. I want to see a PHC North Village quarterfinal. That because every round becomes exciting there. When you have a matchup like that, it becomes exciting. So you know what I mean? North Village, the excitement on Friday night, being that Dendytown was playing North Village in the first round, I think it set the tone for this round, the rest of these rounds. So we'll see.
But I think in the next round has the potential for seeing like the mini Cinderella stories. I think a lower ranked team has the possibility to be a higher ranked team solely because the higher teams are still fighting for the league. So they may still try to juggle some players and rest, and you may catch them. Whereas the lower team, if a mid-table team or lower, that's what get relegated, they have nothing else but the FA Cup. So they will be fighting. So this is where you might see upsets.
Definitely. Yeah. Let's get into. Should we get into the picks? Because
yes, we should.
Griff went 8 for 8. Punchy. Griff went 8 for 8. He couldn't wait for this moment to talk about what he was able to do.
Hey, this guy's on fire, my Jesus, this guy's on fire.
Well, let's go with Devonshire Cougars and Island Bulls. We all took the Cougars, and that was 9-0. North Village and Dendytown. Punchy and Griff, you both took North Village. I took Dendytown. North Village won that 2-1. FC Rhinos and St. George's Colts. We all took St. George's Colts. St. George's Colts won that 3-0. Inter BDA and Crossroads. We all took Crossroads. Devonshire Colts and Young Guns. We all took Devonshire Colts. Paget Lions and Social Club. Punchy, you and I took Social Club. Griff took Paget.
Where y'all got? Yes, Audrey boys. Yes.
Somerset Trojans and PHC Zebras, we all took PHC Zebras. And Robin Hood and Boulevard, we all took Boulevard. So at the end of the day, Griff got 8, Punchy, you got 7, I got 6. So the scores right now is Griff is 75, I have 68, and Punchy, you have 67. So it's all to play for this week. We return to league action. And on Friday night at Bernard Park, North Village hosts the PHC Zebras.
Woo!
I am going with a draw. Punchy.
I'm gonna go with North Village to win this. They're on the momentum. I think they figured out how to play when they're home. It's gonna be a tough task for them, but I think they got I think the push that they just been beaten anytime, they're not gonna slacken up. And I think North Village will win this. They're gonna have to be very conscious of course, Enrique Russell. But this again, another top of the league clash, and that's what it comes down to. But I'm picking North Village for this.
Yeah, if North Village win this one, they go ahead of PHC in the league. So Griff,
I wanted to pick the draw because I feel like they're pretty evenly matched. But because Earl picked the draw, I got to stay away from Earl. Like I can't rule with Earl, so I'm gonna pick Village. I think if Village loses, they have to know like they're pretty much giving up the lead, out of it. So I think the champion never wants to lead on gently. So I'll pick Village.
Okay, all right. Also on Friday night, Boulevard Blazers host Crossroads. Punchy.
Oh, wow. Hey, listen, but I know this. And this on Devonshire Rec, am I right?
More than likely, yes.
Yes. I'm going Boulevard to win this.
Okay. Griff?
You know what? I think Boulevard's having a resurgence. Crossroads might be struggling. Draw.
Okay. I am going with the Blazers. I think they will score 3 goals on Friday night, but only give up 2 this time around. Yeah.
You're wearing your lucky horseshoe tonight, isn't it?
Hey, you gotta try something, brother. You gotta try something.
especially when you gotta make up a 7-point difference.
It's all right. It's all good. We've got plenty of weeks to do that. Plenty of weeks to do that. If I can pull it down 2 games a week, I'm good to go. But next game, Griff, you're up. The Battle of the Colts at the Wellington Oval. St. George's Colts, Devonshire Colts.
That's on Saturday?
No, Sunday.
Sunday. St. George's Colts, Devonshire Colts.
Okay, Colts. Okay. Devonshire want to stay top of the table. St. George's need points to get out of the relegation because if Boulevard win, they're right up behind St. George's.
Pick St. George's. Pick them.
You know what? I'm going to pick St. George's.
Woohoo!
I'm going to pick St. George's. They need to get out of the hole they're in. So it's do or die because just like North Village, if North Village lose, they're out of the title race. If St. George's lose, they are deep embedded in the relegation race. So I'm going to take St. George's.
And next week after this is what it's going to sound like the distance between you and me. Earl.
Punchy?
I'm going to go with Devonshire Colts to beat this. I think St. George's. I think Devonshire Colts now at a level now where they can go away and win games like this. They can go with Sinach, with the goal scoring. And I watched them. I watched them 28. It's no way that they were going to lose that game today. Mm-hmm. Even they didn't. The other opponent team didn't even come close. Right. But they're going to go down. I think they will go down to St. George's and beat St. George's next Sunday. I think they will, and that's going to put St. George's in another little dilemma.
Yeah. They need to get.
And did Sinach used to play for St. George's?
Played last season for St. George's. Yeah.
Hey, again, He's licking his lips. He wants girls against him.
Okay. All right. Okay. Next game. Dandytown Hornets, Paget Lions. I'm taking Dandytown. Punchy?
Yeah, Dandytown to win this. Yeah, for sure, guys. And that's at White Hill, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Dandytown to win.
Yes.
Yeah,
Griff?
I think Dandytown's gonna come back like a wounded lion. They won't be. I'm going Dandytown.
Well, now if you look at it, Dandytown would have a chance to see what PHC and North Village do. They're going to play at the same time as Devonshire Colts, and if Devonshire Colts slip up against St. George's, then they go back to the front of the pack. So, yeah. Next game, Social Club and Devonshire Cougars. Police Field, Punchy.
Oh, that's good. I'm telling you, that's not an easy game up there against PHC Social Club next week. But I still think Cougars will come through.
Cougars. Griff?
Cougars gonna treat them like the Corona team.
And that's a clean sweep for the Cougars. Everybody's taking Cougars. Griff, first division. This should
Give me
be
an easy one.
Wolves versus Robin Hood.
Yeah. Woo-hoo! Oh, Robin Hood.
Wolves have been tough of late,
Pick them, Dan.
I think Hood's got just one girl better. Keishan Bean's a girl better. Punchy?
I'm going with Robin Hood to beat this. Yeah, I just think the Wolves, again, what I always talk about is they're not, they're just in it. It'd be surprising if they win this game, but I'm picking Robin Hood to win this game.
Okay. Now, okay, so Somerset Trojans will host Southampton Rangers up at the Somerset Cricket Club. I'm going to go with Somerset Trojans. Punchy?
I'm doing the same thing, Earl.
And Griff? Are you taking the draw?
No. I'm tempted, but I'll go Somerset Trojans.
Okay.
I thought when I saw Somerset play Wolves, I didn't really see that much difference between them, even though Somerset won by 1. So I'm wondering, is it the same against Rangers? Rangers have been playing pretty well, but let's just say I didn't have enough guts to take the draw or Rangers.
Okay, all right. Punchy, you're up. Vasco versus Somerset Eagles.
That's Somerset Eagles for that.
Okay,
Hands down.
Okay. Griff?
The mighty Eagles.
Okay. The resurged since winning that trophy. And I'm going to take Eagles as well. So, here we have it. Yeah, so those are the matches for next week. Well, starting Friday night, Village and PHC, Boulevard and Crossroads. And then on Sunday, it is St. George's versus Devonshire Colts. Dandytown versus Paget Lions. Social Club versus Devonshire Cougars. On Friday night, it's Wolves versus Robin Hood. And then on Sunday, it's Trojans and Rangers, Vasco and Eagles. So good luck in your picks, gentlemen. And just to let everyone know, we will be at the National Sports Center tomorrow with a 6 o'clock start for the pregame show for Bermuda under-17 women against Bonaire. So hopefully, Griff, you don't get stuck in New York and you could join us at the stadium and be ready for a very entertaining 7 o'clock kickoff. For those folks who got to the stadium late last night, I bet you'll be early this time around. Because 7:15, there were still a lot of people standing outside the gate waiting to get in. By that time it was 3-0. So
oh wow.
Yeah. I just think the other question I want to ask, the refereeing for tomorrow night, will it be the same?
I think it's the same
or do
crew,
they
just mixed they have different referees, but pretty much the same
ARs.
Yeah. Well, I'm encouraging as children, I'm encouraging Bermudians to come out and support these young girls And again, my hats off to the coaching staff. I thought, just how they handled the situation the other night. And when we talk about who's coaching, and I think they both done a wonderful job. What I saw on Friday, what we witnessed on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm asking Bermuda Public, come out and support these young girls, these young women. And, I think, it's the start of something. It's at least it's a good start for us.
Yes.
It's a good start. And you will see some really good, these young girls are just talented, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Usually Bermuda starts tournaments slow, but they started off really well. I do want to end tonight by extending condolences to the family of Mr. Denver Seymour.
Yes.
Denver's scientist of the game has been around for a long time, and he succumbed over the weekend. So to his family and friends, we want to wish all the condolences in the world to you during this tough time. And we would know that Denver's is now resting well. So with that, we would say good night. Thank you. And we'll see you at 6 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bermuda, for letting us be part of your Sunday.
Yes,
Thank you very much, you guys.
Keep hitting up Griff and telling them off.
First place, Griff.
Yeah, first base. Yes, not a problem.
There you go.